As I've gotten older, I started to see things more clearly. Not more authority, just more clearly. I want to tell a story. I don't want to put doctrine or try to injure or tell you that I'm right or any of that. That's not where I'm at all. And kingdom as priority is a very, very central thing for me. I met the Lord and then missed it totally for 12 years. Great pain, ugly lifestyle. And then when I came back to the Lord, there was a heavy sense of saying, I want to know you. I want to walk with you. I want to understand this thing. I want to do it right. I honestly, truly want to do it right. And I was still in the Navy at the time, and so I read, and I started to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I just read them repeatedly, and some of you may have heard me say this before, but what I found was 151 times kingdom is presented, and yet kingdom almost does not appear in all of the church creeds. And what I have learned, not for or against church or anything, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. What I want you to hear is Jesus, the man, said, seek first the kingdom. Honestly, if he had not instructed me that way, and I would seek first other things, I wouldn't be here today. I, honest to God, would not be here, because nothing made sense until I started to seek the kingdom. And in those, I had a year left in the Navy, and I don't want to go there, but I saw something that has captured me for 70 years. 65 actual ministry years. So here's what he says. Now listen carefully. He says, you search the scriptures, and in them you think you have eternal life, but you will not come to me. Capital M-E, me. And I saw, what I saw was uncomplicated. I saw he is the kingdom. He is the source of the kingdom. And he told me, seek kingdom as priority. Kingdom is the field with the treasure. Kingdom is the pearl that I'm trading. Kingdom is the central theme of the New Testament and all of the sources, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Then Paul begins to interpret that. Now, what I want you to hear, I'm just introducing you to my own understanding of it. Kingdom is what gives you insight. Seek first the kingdom. The new birth brings ability to see what he sees, hear what he hears. And I thought, okay. And then it produces understanding. That it is the kingdom that provides for me the mind of Christ so that I can think like he thinks. It's the kingdom that causes me to manifest loyalty. Jesus said, you are those who stayed with me in my hard times, in my pressure, in my temptations. You stayed with me. The last one, these are 4 things that motivate this man. The last one is endurance. The Greek word is to be left standing after everyone else collapses. And I'm 65 years in ministry, and seeking the kingdom has allowed me to endure and stand and keep moving towards the purposes. Now, as I see and enter a kingdom dimension, I wish I could cut the top of your head off and put this in your brain and put the lid back on. That's what I wish I could. So all I can do is impart to you. Among some guys that we're working with, we've been talking about fully persuaded. And fully persuaded about the kingdom means that I am beginning to understand seeing and entering the kingdom is the process of coming to him. I want to know his person. I want to know what he's up to. I want to know where he's going. I want him to take me with him. I want to understand the kingdom on the earth, the will of God done on the earth. All of that seems so distant in a lot of situations, but I begin to say, no, this is my priority. He said, seek first the kingdom, and so I've been doing that. And the reward, the insight, the sense of destiny, the mystery of the kingdom. Now, I want to admonish you and ask you, maybe even appeal to you. If you start seeking the kingdom, you start seeking his person. I did not want to talk about him. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to understand him. I wanted to be persuaded that he heard my prayer and the prayers would be answered. I wanted to understand that searching the scriptures takes me to his person. And when I come to his person takes me to the Father. And then the whole honest to God circle or cycle seemed to come back into understanding and reality. You search the scriptures, but you won't come to me. I thought, oh my goodness, what is that? You search the scriptures and you won't come to me. Now, here's what I'm asking, maybe pleading, or at least admonishing. Would you start talking to him, not about him? Would you start expecting responses from the Lord? Allow him to talk to you and release you and minister life and healing and purpose to you? That is a result of doing what he asks you. Will you seek first the kingdom?